Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. My name's Andrea and this is Beauty with Andy. Thank you so much for joining me today. So today I was originally supposed to be pulling the lilac palette from Makeup Obsession out. I'm not going to be doing that. It's a bit of an impromptu video. It's going to be a dupe video. And I'm quite excited because when I got the Huda Beauty Mercury Retrograde eyeshadow palette, you guys were saying that you wanted it for your collection, and then yesterday when I was in town I came across a dupe. I'd never seen it before, and to be honest, if I would have seen it a few weeks earlier, I probably would have got that instead of the Huda Beauty one and saved a little bit of money. The only reason I got the Huda is because I hadn't seen that colour story anywhere before, and I just thought, well, it would be unique to my collection. That was until I saw this one. Now you can quite clearly see this is a dupe from the packaging. I know there is no woman on there, but it's like reflective. It's the W7 Total Eclipse Cosmic Multi-Textured Pressed Pigment Palette. Let's take this one out of the box. Now I don't need both of these palettes. I only bought this one, so we could do a dupe video, do swatches, and also do an eye look as well. So that's the W7 and that's the Huda Beauty. You can just see how W7 have kind of gone in for the kind of copied it basically, but inside you can see it even more. Look at that. Look how, let's do it this way. Look how similar it is. I don't think you can see it because of the paper. The only thing I've done is swatched that shade there. Now obviously the formula of them isn't going to be the same, but this is what it looks like. And then obviously we've got the Huda Beauty. I'm going to try and show you them together. So that's what they look like. I don't know, I don't need to be in the frame. So yeah, that's what they look like. Oh, can you see them? Very, very similar. I think the Huda Beauty ones are going to be more creamy, if I'm being completely honest. With the W7 one, you get a brush, as you do with all W7 palettes. It's just, it blew me away how they've tried to kind of, you know, even the textures of the eyeshadows look the same. This shade here, Orion, looks like a dupe for the Moondance shade, so I think we'll use that today. I'm going to be using some of the shades that I haven't used. I don't know if to do swatches first or just jump into the look. I think we'll do swatches first and we'll see, and then we'll do an eye look at the end. So, right, let's do the W7 one first, since we're testing out if that's a dupe. So we're going to go in with Orbit, which is this pink one. Sorry, it's so reflective. Very, very smooth. Right, because it's a light shade, I'm going to do two swatches. I don't know if I'll need to do that with the Huda one because they're creamier. Right, Orbit's there, and that's from W7. Right, so now we're going to go in with Cosmic, and you can see these are creams and not actual powders. I don't know if I'm going to need to go in with two. That is just more smoother, so you do get, for your money, you do get a lot more. But if you just want a colour story that's like the Huda Beauty, then this one just screams that actual eyeshadow palette. Right, okay, so they're not dupes, as you can see, they are not dupes on the hand, but on the eyes, can you really tell the difference? This one is a little bit more powdery, this one's creamier, so the W7's more powdery, and then that one is creamier. So the shades are completely different. I'm just going to leave them two on and do another two, and then we'll take them off. Right, so we've got Galaxy next in the W7 one. What's it called, this? Total Eclipse. So we've got Galaxy in the Total Eclipse one. That one is just a normal powder. What I've got to say about W7 is the eyeshadows have really impressed me lately. They've gotten so much better. Even though they're powdery, you can actually blend them in. And again, I'm going to do 2 swatches of this. And don't forget as well, hand swatches are so much different than obviously what they look like on the eye. So I'll be interested to see what it looks like on the eye in a little while. So that is Galaxy, that one there. Right, so then we're going in with the Huda one, and the Huda one in this palette is called Utopia. They're quite similar. Again, going in with 2 swatches. So Galaxy, Utopia, they are quite similar but not, you can tell there's a difference is what I want to say. So that's the 2 swatches there. I'm just going to get some wipes and then we can carry on. Right, so I've washed it off. So the next one is going to be Luna. So the kind of like pressed glitters in here. Very smooth, guys, impressed. Very sheer though, 2 swatches will do again. I would say going off this and these like pigments, I actually do prefer the Huda Beauty one, so I'm glad I have got that in the collection. But like I said earlier, if you just want a similar look and you want a palette that looks like it, then why wouldn't you just get the £5.99 one instead of the Huda Beauty? So we're going to go in with Ultraviolet now from this palette, which I absolutely love. I'd be very surprised if these are similar. Yeah, the Huda one is just so much more pigmented. So that's Luna and that's Ultraviolet. You can definitely see that they aren't the same. But I mean, they're quite close. That one, I bet we could just build that up a little bit more to be as pigmented as that. We'll see when we do the eye look anyway at the end. I'm not too sure which way I'm going to go, but I'm going to be using some shades from the Huda Beauty I haven't used yet. So yeah. Then the next one is, I've got a hair in this palette. Then the next one is this Big Dipper shade. So I think this one is like the silver one that I used in the Huda Beauty one that kind of went everywhere. So that one is Big Dipper. So it looks like that. I've got to admit though, I'm not mad at these glitters from the W7 palette. I don't know if I'll use it again just because it is so similar for the, you know, to the actual Huda Beauty palette, and why would I need to use a palette that is so similar? I bought it purely for the video and show you guys, and in case you wanted to go out and get it. So now we're using Nebula from the Huda Beauty palette. Yep. This one, believe it or not, the texture is the texture in the W7 palette is far better than the one in the Huda Beauty palette. This one is very gritty. It's more of a glitter. And it's more sheer, so this palette, I'm getting excited. So this one in the W7 is better quality in my mind than Nebula in the Huda Beauty. Let's just do one more swatch, because I only did one swatch of that. Yeah, they are very similar, them two. I would say them two are the most similar that I've swatched so far. This one though in the W7, which is called Big Dipper, is better quality and probably will go on a lot smoother than this one will. So Yeah, but they are the most similar I've tried so far. Let's get another white. It's nice to be able to do these comparison videos for you. I really like doing it as a dupe. So when I do see something that I've got in my collection, I know I don't need it, but I will do it for you just to save you some money. If you just want the kind of look, or if you want the actual palette, then obviously you're going to go out and buy that palette. But if you just want the look that that palette gives you, like if you just want this colour story, then the W7 one gives you that colour story. So right, the next one is Astronomy, which is this one, which is the one that I swatched yesterday. I only did one swatch of it and it is nice and smooth. Look at that, look how pigmented it is. Right, so that's it just off one swatch. I'm going to swatch it again. It's nice and buttery, guys, you know. That is absolutely beautiful, reflective. Keep losing wipes. Right, now we're going to go in with Mercury, which I absolutely love. I don't think they're going to be dupes for one another. Mercury's just that one there. That one's nice and buttery as well. Oh, they're pretty similar. Look at that, they are pretty similar. Wow. Right, and the last one on the first row is going to be Zodiac. I love the fact that W7 as well have put names on. At one point they didn't use names, so I love that. Right, that's just one swatch of Zodiac. Let's see what one swatch of Haze from the Huda palette looks like. It's more buttery. It really is more buttery than the Huda one, but it's the quality of the eyeshadows that you pay for. It's more pigmented, so they're just one swatch each. If I can get away with it, I'll just show you one swatch each of the mattes, but then when it comes to the pigmented ones, like these ones, I will do you two swatches. I think this one has more of a purple undertone, but like on camera they do look the same, and I think on the eye they will look the same. But yeah, they would look the same on the eye as well, I think. I got the W7 palette, by the way, guys, from B&M Bargains. So if you live in the UK, you can pick it up from there. I think if you went to the W7 website, you'd end up paying £11.99 for it, which is still a lot less than you would pay for the Huda Beauty. But so far I'm still thinking this one is nice, but I do prefer my Huda Beauty. But yeah, I mean, we've not done all the swatches yet. So the next one is Milky Way. This one feels a little bit rougher in texture. I'm going to do two swatches of it. That's what that one looks like from the W7. Then we're going to go in with Off Balance. I don't think they're going to be dupes. That one's got more of a purple undertone. I don't know what companies do. What do you think they do when they want to dupe a palette? Do you think that somebody from the company gets the actual eyeshadow palette and does swatches, or do you think they just go to like Google, type in like the Huda Beauty Mercury Retrograde eyeshadow palette swatches, and then just looks at the swatches and then just tries to dupe them from there? I'd love to know your ideas. Yeah, they're not similar at all, look. I mean, that one's a lot darker. So that is an eyeshadow that isn't similar. Right, so then we're going to go into Solar. I don't think that one's going to be similar either. So that's Solar there. Again, it's really smooth and buttery. I'll do two swatches. Sorry about my phone. Oh, that's pretty. Isn't it? This is a good palette for £5.99, guys. It really is. Then we're going to go in with Galaxy from the Huda Beauty. Nice and creamy. I only really need one swatch. They are pretty similar, you can see they're pretty similar, but they're not dupes. I'm going to go in with another swatch just to make it fair. Right, so how do they look? I think, what's it called? Galaxy is a little bit more golden in tone, but they do look very similar, and I suppose you could get a real similar eye look. I think if you was wearing them both on the eyelids, I don't think a person would come up to you and say you're wearing two different eyeshadows. You know, I just don't think anyone would say that, and that's the kind of look that we're going to be going for today. I'm going to be doing two separate eye looks, again with eyeshadows that I haven't used before. Well, I haven't used this, I only got it yesterday, and the swatches are today. I've never used it before. I wanted to give you my first impressions, genuine thoughts on it, and then do a look as well. So yeah, I hope you like these types of videos. If you're not into them, leave me a comment down below, and I won't do any more of them. But if you like them, I don't know, put your favourite emoji up, put a heart or something like that, or your favourite emoji, and I'll know to do them in the future. Right, so stop babbling, Andrea. The next one, sorry, wrong palette. The next one is Oracle. This one looks very, very similar to the one in the Huda Beauty. I think it's called Libra. The reason I know that shade is because it's one of my favourites. Right, so with this one, it's a really light matte, so I'm going to build a shade up. I think that's going to need at least 3 swatches. It's really, really pretty. And then, yeah, it's called Libra in the Huda Beauty palette. They are very similar. So let's do 3 swatches. The more you build up Libra though, the difference it is. I only need to do 2 swatches to see. You can see the difference, but again on the eye it's going to look. Cassiopeia. It's probably not right. I'll leave it down here somewhere. That's something I cannot pronounce. Again, it's not the most pigmented. Right, we'll just do 2 swatches, and then we're going to go in with Crash. A lot of these I haven't swatched, you know. I've not done Huda Beauty swatches yet, so this is kind of a swatch party as well. Right, the one from the Huda is slightly darker as well. You can't really see it. I'm going to wipe them off and undo them again. Can't really see the difference. Got some hair on the back of my hand, some fine hairs that need to be removed if I want to do good swatches. Right, so let me just go back in with that shade from the W7 palette. Okay, that's Cassiopeia. It's probably not how you pronounce it. So we're going to go in with Crash now from the Huda, which looks a bit darker. Yeah, it's a little bit darker in tone, but again I think they would look really similar on the eyes. The next one is Hercules, which is this one here. Didn't have enough room for the Huda Beauty one on my hand. Right, so let's go back in with Hercules, which is just sinking into my skin tone. Being a pale girl is not always great for swatches. Can you even see that? Then we'll swatch Momentum from the Huda Beauty one. Yeah, they're very, very similar. Can you see how similar they are? I bet you can't even see them on the hand, but they are really, really similar. then this one is the one that I really want to test, just because it looks so similar in the pan. The other ones look similar as well, but this one looks the most similar. So it's Orion. So let's see. Looks like that. And then we're going to go in with Supermoon, which is the one from the Huda Beauty palette. Yeah, they are really similar. Look at them too. They are so similar. So that's another eyeshadow that is really, really similar from the palette. The other ones you could get by with being kind of similar, but they're not a complete dupe. I would say they are. Them two shades I've just swatched. Right, and then we're moving on to the third and final row, and we'll finally get into the look. Sorry if this video goes extra long. I do appreciate you watching, I really do. We're going to go into Latitude in the W7 palette. I've got to say I'm impressed. I'm impressed with the W7. When I saw it, I thought, is that just going to be glitters? Like, do you know the hard pressed glitters that you can get? I thought it might be that, but no. It's like they've had the Huda Beauty eyeshadow palette. They've tried the textures of it and they've gone for the same kind of textures that are in the Huda Beauty. Some eyeshadows they've mastered and some eyeshadows they've not. The pigment is just not there, but you can actually build it up, which is what I'd really like to see. If you can build it up, then would it look the same on the eye, or would it just look like two different eyeshadows? Right, and in the Huda Beauty is called Vortex that we're going in with now. I've never even used that shade. Sorry, 2 swatches. No, I would say they're completely different in tone as well, so they're not a dupe. I've got so much glitter on my hand. Trying to get the wipe to take some of it away. Right, so now we're going to go in with Little Dipper, which is this gorgeous maroon shade. So yeah, let's go in with that. Make sure the hand's wiped. I'll do 2 swatches. You don't really need 2 swatches because it's quite a vibrant shade. And it's good, it's a good vibrant shade. I know reds are kind of like a little bit harder to make, so that is a really, really good reddish burgundy maroon eyeshadow. And then we've got the Hot Mess. I don't think it's the same shade. I don't even think it's going to be close, but that's what it's called in the Huda. It's more gritty in the Huda one than it is in the W7 one, so the texture is completely different and the shade is completely different as well. I'm doing 2 swatches, but again, if you saw both of them on the eye blended out, I don't think you would be able to see a difference. Right, my battery is flashing, it's so bad at me, so I'll probably get the time to do the next few swatches and then we'll have to change it and then we'll go into the eye look. Right, so the next one is Horizon, which is this one here. Oh, that's pretty. I think that's like the shade that I used yesterday and that looks similar. So that's Horizon from the W7 one. Yeah, and then we used Supernova yesterday in an eye look. I don't think it's on the channel yet, but yeah, that's that one. These look similar. Sorry, I don't know where that cut off, but look how similar they are. They are so similar. So we've got Huda Beauty one here, and then we've got the W7 one here, and then the Huda Beauty one. But yeah, they are super similar. Right, then we're going to go in with Constellation from the W7 palette. On first impressions, just on swatches, I am blown away with this W7. I love my Huda Beauty, but for the price point, guys, for $5.99, this is blowing me away. So that's Constellation. Right, and then we're going to go in with Karma from the Huda Beauty. pretty similar, but not quite. You haven't quite got the shade right. So that's both of them, Constellation and Karma. So yeah, that's that. Then I just think there's 2 left to do. And then we can go into the eye look finally. So, oh, these ones, oh no, they're not. I thought like this one in this palette has like little pink specks of like, it has like purple specks of, I don't know whether it's glitter in there, but it adds another colour in there apart from gold, and it's called Bronze Age. Oh, that is so pretty. Right, and then the one in the Huda palette is called Gold Glitch, which is that one. I've not used this shade, so I don't know what it's like. Wow, they're very, very similar. Look how similar they are, guys. Right, and then the last one is this one here in the W7, and it's called Andromeda. That one feels a lot rougher in texture. So that's Andromeda there. Let's get the last one from the Huda Beauty palette. It's called Frazzled, which is that one there. Very similar, but I mean, this is only one swatch from the Huda Beauty palette, so the pigment is a lot better. But I believe you could kind of like build the pigment up and it would look exactly the same. I don't know what I'm going to be doing today. I'm going to be either using Gold Glitch or Frazzled from this eyeshadow palette, because I've used all the other like textured eyeshadows, so I need to do something with one of them. So yeah, let's see what eyeshadow look I'm going to go for. So yeah, I'm just going to change the battery and I'll be back shortly. Right, so this is going to be exciting. So where are we going to be starting first? I think we're going to do the W7 on the right side, and then the, whoops, ow, it's fallen, and then the Huda Beauty on the left side. So let me just pick that palette up. So let's start with the W7 Total Eclipse on the right side. I always start on my right side first. Okay, so what are we going to be doing? We're doing brown. I want to go in with this Bronze Age shade, so, and then it would be, I think, Total Glitch in the Huda Beauty, yeah. So, right, we need to centre our eyeshadows around that. What I need to do before I even go into that, I need to get my Too Faced chocolate bar and just put the white chocolate shade down. Okay, so I'm just putting some of the white chocolate shade down all over the lids just to set this horrible base I'm wearing. I really don't like the NYX one, but I want to finish it off. I really don't like seeing waste. I only ever declutter makeup, that just doesn't work for me. Other than that, I like to keep it and see if I can use it up. Right, let me just put this back. Right, let's get started. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be using this BH Cosmetics brush, and then I'll use the Cargo brush for the Huda Beauty palette. I'm just making sure there's no colour left on it from the last time I used it, so I'm just running it really good through the colour switch. If there was anything on it, there certainly isn't now. Right, so it's the BH Cosmetics 122. I really like these kind of brushes to put eyeshadow on lately. Right, I don't know, I might be starting with Oracle. Let me look at the Huda. They're not similar, they wasn't similar. Let's start in then with Cassiopeia, whatever it's called. This one here, just in the crease. Actually no, Hercules in the crease. Right, and I like the fact that in the W7 one you get a mirror as well. It's probably about as big as the one that you get in the Huda Beauty one. So they've really tried to make it similar. Probably should have done the Huda Beauty eye first, because if anything I'm going to have to build the W7 up to match it. Yeah, once I put this on I think I'll do that. Right, so we'll leave that there. I know it's a bit of a nuisance, but I didn't think that through properly. And we're going to go in with the Huda Beauty on the left eye. Right, so we're going to start in with the cargo brush. Again, I will swatch that. So we'll go in with Momentum because that's the shade that's similar. Wish I had more of these cargo brushes. My friend got it me from Australia though, and I've never seen, it's called the Magic Eye Brush. I've never actually seen this these eyeshadow brushes in my local TK Maxx or anything like that. I'm gonna go just back in with the same shade from the W7 palette, Hercules, just to kind of get the same amount of pigment. See, can you see on the eye? You can't tell any difference, not at the moment anyway, so that's that. Right, then we're going in with Crash as a transition shade from the Huda Beauty palette. So let's run the cargo brush through the colour switch into Crash. So I'm taking it onto the edge and through the crease. Now this might look a complete mess when I've done it, just because obviously I'm using two separate eyeshadow palettes that look the same, but they might not look the same on the eye. And a lot of the shades swatch the same in the W7 palette, but again, they might not look the same on the eye. That Crash shade is going on really well. That Crash shade is going on really well from the Huda Beauty palette. I've never used that shade. I'm trying to just use eyeshadows that I've never used before. I was going to put it away purely because I've got other plans for it in August, and I was going to use the Lilac palette that I've got from Makeup Obsession, but the Sweet Like Candy it's called, but I saw that, like I said earlier, I saw that palette in B&M, and I just thought I would do this dupe video for you. And if you really wanted that colour story, you might maybe want to go out and grab it, and just see what your opinion is at the end of this video. See if you can tell the difference. I mean, I'm showing you the difference. Really what I should have done is done my eye makeup and asked you to guess which eye was Huda and which eye was W7, but I want you to see, like in real life, what what they're looking like. So I think that's enough for the Crash shade. Now what I want to do is I want to just give it a little bit of a blend, and I'm going to use this brush from Primark. It's a PS Beauty one. I have got absolutely loads of these, but they just need to be deep cleaned, so I need to do that. Keep saying it, but yeah, that needs to happen soon. Oh, that is blended out like a dream. Right, so before we go any further, I always struggle to get the blend at the end. Speak again. I always struggle to get the blend at the end of the eye though, on this left eye. Right, so before we go any further with that, what I want to do is go in with the W7 Total Eclipse. We're gonna take the shade off the BH Cosmetics. I just want to make sure there's no eyeshadows mixing, and we're gonna go in with Cassiopeia. I don't know if that's a shade. That one is obviously more powdery. You'd expect it to be. So this one, this shade, might have to be built up a lot more. The Huda Beauty ones don't, but these smell of chemicals, so that's a negative straight off the bat. I hate anything that smells like chemicals. That's why I don't have too many Jeffree Star lipsticks. Gone a bit OTT at the end. Sorry, it's right in your face. Yeah, they're looking pretty similar. Right, so back to the Huda. What else do I want to use? I don't know, I've used this one before, but maybe a bit of off balance, just in the outer corner. I say outer corner, I mean outer V. Wrong guy. Oh, that's beautiful. Right, I'm gonna have to take that off. Okay. Right, so having looked at both palettes, I don't want to use off balance. I think I was gonna use that. I want to use Hot Mess, and I want to use Little Dipper. So we'll start with Little Dipper, because I don't want to make that mistake again where I go in with the wrong guy. That's the problem when you're trying to test two different eyeshadow palettes. Right, so we're just gonna basically put it in the outer corner and through the crease a little bit. Not too much. And then we're going to blend it out. So I'm going to run the Primark brush through the colour switch. Right, that looks nice. Can't see any patchiness. Yeah, so that looks quite nice. Right, so let's go into the Mercury Retrograde and use Hot Mess. Gonna run the cargo brush through the colour switch. Now, I won't need as much of this, should I say, just because this is a lot darker. That's why I'm tapping the brush off as well. Right, let's blend. Yeah, they're looking pretty similar. So that's what they're looking like so far. That's probably going to need a bit more of a blend. Run that through the colour switch again. Right, and then we're back on the W7. This is so confusing. I need to find my little accent brush now. So Excuse me a minute. Okay, so I'll be using this brush for both eyeshadow palettes just because this is the only one I've got that I put on the lid shades. And yeah, I'll be colour switching in between. So we're going in with Bronze Age, which is that one there, on the right eye. Hopefully oh, it's so creamy. Hopefully I'll manage to put it on the right eye this time. Right, really, straight off the bat, this could do with a glitter glue. But I always like to try, even like glitters like this, I always like to try them without first to know if it does or it doesn't need it. And that's why I've been testing the Huda Beauty one out. I'll be spraying the brush because it's a very, very sheer. Not saying that makes it a bad thing, it's just you have to really build it up. It's taking forever. Let's try it with a finger. Oh yes, it is building up so much better with a finger. Can you see there's no sheerness to that now? Let's put this brush down. Oh, that's beautiful. We're still going to wet it in a little while, but before we do that we're going to go in with the Mercury Retrograde on the other side. So it's Gold Glitch, that one there. And we'll try the brush first of all. We might have to go in with a finger as well. Not tried this shade. I think it's doing the same thing. Let's try the brush just for a little while. So it goes on a little bit better with the brush than the W7 one did. I'm going to go in with my finger as well. W7 Huda. They're looking real similar, guys. I mean, I might be a bit biased, but I can't tell a difference. I don't feel like I'd be like, oh, I don't want to go out looking like that. Right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go back into the Huda. I don't know if I want to do this, but I'm going to put some Hot Mess on the outer V because that's been lost with the glitter. Just to deepen it out a little bit. Right, and then we're going to do the same with the W7 Total Eclipse. And that one is called Little Dipper. And then we're going to blend a little bit. I don't know, I like the gold like right to the edge. Right, let's continue it right to the edge. So I'm going to go back in with Bronze Age. Still got Little Dipper on it, but I like it to the end. With the Little Dipper peeking through a little bit. Now that I look at it up close in this mirror, you can see like the Huda Beauty side, this side, is more reflective in the Gold Glitch shade, but you can't really tell, if I'm being completely honest. if you're on a budget, I would definitely recommend the W7 one if you just want the same colour story. It seems like I'm trying to sell you that eyeshadow palette, but I know just how expensive this one is, and a lot of, well, I wouldn't say a lot, but a few of my subscribers have said that they want that palette, or it's on the wish list, and it wasn't really on my radar really. I'd known about the palette for a while, but the shades weren't for me, and I just kind of ignored it, and then it went on sale, and I just thought, well, it does look a nice palette, why don't I try it? And what I like about it is, obviously you've got your neutrals in here, but you've also got your really gorgeous pops of colours, and I really wanted to try the textures in here as well. The textures are definitely what drew me to this palette. So right, let's go in with the inner corner highlight now. Right, so we're starting with W7. So for inner corner highlight, I definitely want to use Orion, because it looks so similar to the one in the Huda Beauty palette. Oh dear, I've made a big dent in this Orion shade. Rather that than my Huda Beauty. But yeah, we're just going to put it in the corner and like just through here a little bit. And that's what that one's looking like. Right, so I'm going to run that through the colour switch again, and we're going to move over to the Mercury Retrograde. And it's called Supernova in the Mercury Retrograde. Putting quite a bit on because I put quite a bit on the W7 side. They are really similar. Right, so now we need to have a look at a lash line shade. So, right, okay, so let's just put some mascara on. I can't find my eyeliner, I'm sure it's around somewhere, so I can't tightline today, but that's okay. Just put some mascara on. Okay, so lipstick. For lipstick, I'm only wearing like a lip crayon. My lips feel really, really dry, and I really like this Mally one. It's in a Barely Bloomed, that's a shade, and it's just a really nice one. And I've not wore it this month. It's not in like my lipstick edit or anything, but it just stays in my like lipstick holder that I've got. And I use it whenever I want, but like I said, I normally try to use it at least once or twice a month, and I haven't. And I will be doing the lipstick edit really, really soon as well, since we're getting towards the end of the month. Oh, they feel so much better with that. Right, so right off the bat, I thought some of the shades were very, very similar, and like even the shades that weren't look similar on the eyelids, as I've shown by doing these eye looks. Like that is the W7 side, and then that one is the Huda Beauty side, and they look so similar. I really, really like the fact that W7 have come out with this. I know it's not really fair to the people that produce the palette first, so it's not fair to Huda Beauty, but it's good for people that can't afford it and don't have the money in their budget to spend on such a high, expensive eyeshadow palette. It won't stop me spending money on Huda Beauty's formula because I really do like it. But yeah, I do feel like this palette gives you the same colour story. I mean, look at it guys, it is really the same colour story. For the pigmentation, you do have to build it up a lot more if you want a similar eyeshadow look, but you need not look any further. I've not seen any other like brand do basically a dupe, not even Revolution. Let me know if you've seen one by Revolution that I've done a dupe. I would love to know. And that's the reason, like I said in the beginning, that I got this one. I mean, I love it so much. I love the cover and everything, and I love the eyeshadows inside. Of course, like the textured eyeshadows, a lot more creamier. But this shade here is quite rough in texture. I think it's because it's got a lot of glitter in it, and the one in the W7 palette is quite smooth, which really surprised me. So the one in the W7 palette for me is a lot better. I mean, for the most part, I do actually prefer this one. I wouldn't be without it now. Now that I've used it, this is the 4th day I've used it. I did only have an intention to use it for 3 days, but obviously I saw that palette yesterday and I thought I would do this look, and so that you could see also the swatches and how similar they were, and see if you want the W7, what is it, Total Eclipse in your collection. I'm just showing you that there's alternatives out there, which I'm sure that you all know, to going out and spending a fortune on an eyeshadow palette, because at the end of the day it's makeup. It shouldn't cost you a fortune, but this one at the moment, or when I bought mine, was on sale on the Harvey Nichols website. It could still be on sale, and it's also on sale on the Selfridges website as well. So I got mine at the right time. I got quite a good deal on it anyway. But yeah, I mean, you can't beat a better deal than $5.99, can you? So yeah, these are the 2 palettes, and these are what I've got on my face. So left eye is the Huda Beauty Mercury Retrograde, and then right eye is the W7 Total Eclipse. So they're both palettes. This is everything in the video. Like I said, I just wanted to show you the swatches and an eye look. Let me know your thoughts down below. I would really be interested to hear what you've got to say. Oh, one more thing about the palettes. The Huda Beauty, this shade here, Gold Glitch, is a lot better in my opinion for what I like on the left eye. It's more reflective. I don't know if you can see, but they are very, very similar eyeshadows. So guys, this concludes the video. Hope you've enjoyed it. Please like, share, comment and subscribe if you're not already subscribed, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.